Welcome to the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. You are now part of a small underground movement of dent technicians from all over the world. We are on a mission to change our industry with innovation, intelligence, and skill. But because we don't rely on an insurance company to steer customers our way, we need to do things different. We need to do things smarter. We do that through a network of technicians that we call the Tactical Tech Movement. Now let's get this revolution started.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? John Hiley here with the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast with our co-host, Angela Hiley.
Hey.
So, we are coming to you for the very first time this year. And if you guys didn't notice, we did not have a podcast last week.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, we actually tried, but it was just so...
We couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was tough. We were so busy with the holiday. Actually, we weren't. We basically
We drank too much alcohol.
That may have happened. It may have happened a few nights. And on top of that, we just we're chilling out. We were relaxing.
Yeah.
You guys all know that we're recovering from months of just massive action.
We had some house parties, just me and you.
Yeah. It was kind of cool. Like, we didn't really go out and do a lot, for New Year's Eve. In fact, it was more of like a vacation just to be home with each other, and do it that way,
Mm-hmm. We enjoyed one another.
Yeah. So...
More ways than others.
But we are here for you now.
Hey, I will say, though, anybody that listened to the last podcast with Derek Yost, I was shit-faced. I was like white girl wasted. I
had to edit a lot of that.
Yeah, because normally we don't do that. We don't edit the podcast.
She went off on some interesting tangents during that podcast.
Dear Lord, I don't even know what happened. I drank 2 glasses of wine, and then we Ubered over to the shop, and I had 2 shots of tequila, and then I had 2 big, long swigs, gulps, whatever you may call it, of Jaeger. And it was like, Derek got on there, and then within like 5 minutes of recording it, it was like, I went from here to like, I was on.
Yeah.
Nobody would have understood me completely unless they were on my level.
I think I ended up editing out like 7 minutes of
I
me
think
talking.
Derek was probably like, what the fuck did I just get myself into?
He did look a little bewildered.
He's like, this girl is like totally wasted. And I did not even mean to do that. It just
happened.
It just happened.
I think Derek understands. He was here for the Dents for Kids.
Yeah. But he never seen me that wasted, though. I mean,
Right.
Even for the Dents for Kids, I was not that, like...
Yeah.
I didn't even get white girl wasted.
Right.
I got tipsy.
Mm-hmm.
But that night, I was white girl wasted.
Right. So this year, we are going to be focusing our podcast on, some of the things that, number one, our New Year's resolution. Yeah, I said it. I know some of y'all hate that. Some of y'all love them,
I think it's...
But
I
this
used
year...
to hate them, but you know what? I think it's a good thing because, like, and all, like, just think
So
of
tell them
something...
what yours is.
Just think of something that you can work on that's not, like, way out of the box. So, with mine, of course, like, for last year, for 2017, I wanted to live in the moment more. And I did. And when I did live in the moment, so many amazing and awesome things happened. And I thought, you know what? This year for 2018, I want to live in the moment more than what I did the following year.
Right.
Because every time I lived in the moment, it was like one of the best times in the world. And then, of course, this is like a big one for me, would be stepping out of my comfort zone.
I think we had a whole podcast on that at one point.
We did. We did have that. I will say that at the end of February, this is going to be a big thing that we talked about before, about me stepping out of my comfort zone. So I have a feeling that once we do this photo shoot that, you know, you're going to see a lot more of Angela Hiley.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. That's
And
going to
the
be cool.
PDR industry.
Right. It's cool. You know, that's interesting because that's going to be perfect for you. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a great resolution. And I mean, that's something that's going to be awesome. And mine for this coming up year is going to be to inspire more people.
I love that.
You know, that's my goal, is to inspire more people to like do something bigger, better, and greater with themselves, with their life.
You're good at that.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to come in. It's going to come in like a health package. It's going to come in motivation. I think it's just going to come in a little bit of a mixture of everything.
When you said health, I was just... John took some... like, if you see John now, like, when we go to the Mobile Tech Expo, I think a lot of people are going to be like, holy fucking shit, man, John Hiley looks like a different motherfucker than last year. And you do.
Yep.
And John showed me some before pictures that he took of himself and then some after pictures. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I felt bad. I felt like, as a wife, like, I felt like I didn't get on you more than what I should have. Because I was just thinking, like, when I seen the before picture and your after picture, I'm just thinking, like, man, he did not look healthy at all.
Yeah, so you know that was a goal for me last year, and you know it worked out.
You did.
It worked out for her too. My wife here, she was what? How much did you lose?
I've lost 22 pounds.
She's lost 22 pounds over the last year. My son has lost 60 pounds.
No, Jonathan has lost 69 pounds.
69 pounds.
Yeah, he's went from 247 to 178 now.
Right. So my health goal this year is to gain 20 pounds.
Of muscle, though, not
Right?
fat.
So I've been doing this whole thing, like for the longest time I did a low carb diet, and now I'm doing this thing where I am basically eating like a bodybuilder would eat. Doing basically a bulk phase, and I'm seeing differences. I mean, I really am. And there's a point where your muscles kind of quit growing on you. It's because you're not feeding them properly, and that's what I'm doing right now. So that's what I'm focusing on.
In all honesty, like, I'm just gonna say it, like, I recommend men, you're listening to this podcast, if you got some extra, you know, chunk around that waist, start working at that, because that's gonna make you live a lot longer. That's going to make you like, that's the worst place for a man to carry weight, is around his midsection. Normally, anytime a man gains weight, that's where they're going to gain it, is in their midsection. They're not going to gain it throughout their thighs, their hips, or their ass. And I really recommend, like, seriously, it's not...
Yeah, I don't think we ever hear that with men. Like, my thighs are getting a little too thick. Yeah, my thighs, they're just, you know, my butt is just growing huge. I mean, I got a big ass now. We don't hear that with men, though.
But I will say, though, there's a lot of women that they will gain their weight through their midsection, which is horrible.
I kind of wish I'd gained some weight in my ass.
If, you know, there's, like me, when I gain weight through my hips, my ass, and my thighs. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, technically, like, that's okay, but, you know.
That's what I like.
I know you do, right? The thicker, the better.
I'm still happy, though. I'm happy if you're happy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you lost weight, and I'm happy with that.
Well, yeah.
You know.
And you be, like, looking fine as a motherfucker.
Oh, we got a bunch of dudes listening to this. They don't want to imagine that.
Oh, you be looking
So,
good.
but just here's what I want you guys to imagine.
You
That
said
your
tasty.
your girl could be feeling that way about you.
But I have loved you regardless. I always have been attracted to you. But when I seen that before picture and the after picture, like, I honestly felt like I failed as a wife. I was like, man, I should have been, like, on him even more.
Right. So anyhow, that's our New Year's resolution, and we're going to be with you this whole year, so you're going to see if we fulfill that.
Oh, we will.
And above and beyond that, I want to talk a little something that I've learned this year. I want to talk about something that I've learned this year.
Okay.
And one of the big things that I've learned this year is how to cut the wrong people out of my life.
Yes.
And how to make sure that I align myself with the right people. Because I've spent some time, y'all. I've spent some time with the wrong people. And the wrong people come in many different packages, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't come in like, I'm not talking about druggies or anything like that. I'm talking about like businessmen. Or people that think they're businessmen.
Yeah.
And, it's so amazing. Like, I'm going to give you guys a little key, okay? A little key to my success. You need to get people out of your life that are idea people, that do nothing but bring ideas to the table, okay? They want to roll with you. They want to be part of your business. They want to be part of your life. They want to be part of your enterprise. And all they do is bring ideas, but they can never execute on them.
So they can never ride them coattails.
They can never, because it's easy to come up with ideas, guys.
No, it is.
Don't ever let somebody bullshit you like because they come up with ideas, they're important.
And there's so many people
Okay.
that are bullshitters, and there's so many. Yes.
I can buy ideas. I can walk up to people at the mall and ask them for ideas. I can find all kinds of people and gain ideas. But you can rarely gain somebody who will take an idea and basically from start to finish execute it. Okay? Big thing I've learned over the year. I mean, I've let some people out of my life because they basically couldn't execute, in business in general. And that's one of the very first things I look for when it comes to somebody who comes to me with a business idea, a proposition. I mean, if you guys could imagine, I get that type of stuff. When they come to me and they have an idea, but they want me to execute on it for them, why do I need you then? You know what I mean?
That's why that little saying from like way back in the day, everybody's heard it. Actions speak louder than words.
Right. The next thing that I've learned, guys, over this year, okay, is something a dude I follow too. He talks about this, Andy Frisella.
Is that the one guy that looks like you?
Yeah, he kind of looks like me too, right? So
they do. Totally Google this guy. You'd be like, holy fucking shit, him and John Riley could be brothers.
So like another thing that I've learned here is that what successful people understand, okay, is that number one, you have to be able to get up and do what you don't want to do on the days that you don't want to do it, okay? You have to be able to kill it on the days that you don't want to, on the days you feel like shit, on the days that you want to hide under a rock and never talk to anybody. You have to basically forget motivation, all right? Because them days you're not going to get motivated, all right? Forget motivation. Learn how to build the self-discipline inside of yourself.
That's digging down deep.
Inside of your mind, build self-discipline that makes you execute on the days that you do not feel like doing it. That's the key to success right there. Big key.
No, I holla.
I mean,
totally agree
look,
with
everybody can do it on the days they feel like it. On the days they wake up and everything's good and they feel like killing it. But guess what? If you're a real entrepreneur and you're a real man of action, you're going to be able to find a way to do it on the days that you don't even feel like doing anything.
And I bet when you're out there grinding, like doing your thing on the days that you're not wanting to be doing that, I bet you there's going to be you're going to feel this gratitude. You're going to feel this overwhelming strength that you can just like tackle the world at the end of the day. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that it's going to be like, hell motherfucking yeah, I didn't want to do this, I didn't want to do that, but guess what, I did, and it was just like, you 100 by the end of the day. You're like, hell motherfucking yeah.
And the thing is, it always kills me though. It always kills me when I see some of these success guru guys out there. This is when I know that I'm not following them anymore, okay? I'm not going to follow them anymore when they act like all they have to do is do things that they love, and they're chasing after a unicorn on a rainbow, trying to suck a unicorn's dick that doesn't exist.
Now, I don't care where you are in life, you're going to have to do shit that you don't want to do.
Yeah, but that's what makes it good.
No, it does.
You searching for pure happiness? The only way you're going to find it is if you go join some Buddhist monastery, you get rid of all your shit, all right? You get rid of all your shit, and you work at it. It took Buddha 30 years to supposedly. He says that his mind was clear. He never thought of a negative thought after that. Supposedly, but I could see that impossible. 30 years of living somewhere, eating crap, and basically not owning or having anything. So there's no worries, nothing like that. If y'all want to live that life, go ahead. But anybody else who's telling you, and let me tell you something, I've been around a lot of these guys. You guys know that and I'm not saying this is John Lee, or I'm not saying this is some of the people that I interviewed or whatever, but I've been around guys and interviewed. They've been on some of my podcasts, like John Lee Dumas, like, Tom Ziegler. I mean, all these different people, like, I've surrounded myself with in the past. And they're all great guys, just a heads up on that. Not talking about them, but there's some other ones out there that I've learned that basically they come out in the public and they act like they're the happiest people alive, like they found utopia and they found this thing inside of themselves, right?
I don't care.
They are so all full of shit. And not to mention, them guys are probably the biggest boiling volcanoes that I've ever dealt with, that I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. They've got anger inside of them that is there because they never release it. Okay,
they're masking
it. So they're hiding it.
That's not good for your health, though, either.
And you can see it in their eyes. You can see it in their face. You can see it in their occasional outbursts.
They're like, all I want to do is say every cuss word I can possibly think of and yell and scream it at the top of my lungs. But no, I'm not going to do that because I am saying that I have reached this utopia.
And I'm going to teach you how to get there.
Man, fuck that shit.
For $999, you take my course, and I'll even do it half off for $549.
That shit. You know what? Life is life. I'm sorry. It's just how it is.
Why would anybody want to be there at pure bliss, like in this life, in this world? So you can walk around acting like a dipshit all the time?
I feel that that's what happens when you move on to your next phase of life.
Perhaps.
That's for me, though.
Yeah.
Like, there's no worries. There's no hardship. There's no sadness or whatnot. But I think that, like, here in this phase of our life, like, it prepares us. And it makes us stronger. And I just don't think here on Earth that it's supposed to be all shit and giggles all the time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I mean, the one thing that I could agree when you say that is because, like, supposedly, and I'm not even going to say that I know where you go when you die, because I'm not going to bullshit you, okay? I have my own beliefs, all right? I have them, but do I really know? Have I died? Have I been there? I haven't, okay? But I have my own beliefs. But what I'm going to tell you is that if when you die, you go into, like, what's called, like, maybe a spiritual realm, where you become a spirit and you lose your flesh, your body, your soul, maybe your pure self or something to that nature, then you wouldn't have any worries because you don't have anything to feed. You don't have any bills to pay. You don't have a lot of the troubles that we have on this earth living in a physical environment where there's things to be taken care of. You worry about all kinds of things in this world. You worry about losing people. You worry about...
but I think here on earth that prepares us for our next journey.
Yeah. No, I know. But in that, I would agree with that. If you lose your physical self and you become a spiritual...
No, I think that, in my opinion, is that when I move on to my next phase of my life, that I'm going to have a physical form. But I'm going to be picking at a certain age where I felt maybe...
There she goes.
The, bestest.
I'm going to have myself like Rambo.
But I think it's like a form that you have achieved in your life.
I want to live like a life where I'm like this elite killer.
No, you don't.
But I'm killing like fake people, like in a video game or something.
No,
that's not good.
No, that's not going to happen.
Like Rambo, like the bad guys. Like I go after bad guys.
No, I just honestly feel that like that utopia that everybody's trying to like search for here on Earth, like it's not going to happen until you move on to your next phase of life.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about everybody too. I'm not just talking about one group of people that are able to get there. I'm talking about everybody, because there are so many good people in this world that believe in so many different things. And that's what matters. Like, in all honesty, like, that's what really matters. It matters the type of individual that you are and what's inside your heart. That's what matters. It doesn't matter what you consider yourself in this world and you feel that you are the righteous one because you're this type of individual.
That's
and
one of them. That's one of them Pharisees old Jesus was talking about. We got a lot of them running around.
Yeah, we do. Like, it just doesn't...
I'm better than you because I know something or do something
Because
that
you
you
know
don't.
what? I have met so many wonderful and amazing people, and they believe in...
whatever the fuck they want. We don't care.
And I don't care. Because you know what? I look at what is inside of them and how they are. Like, and that's what matters.
Yep.
That's what really matters. That's what a lot of people, I think, they... See, that's what divides a lot of religion. Let's just flat out and say it. That divides a lot of people. And you know what? That's really sad because it's like you're letting whatever you believe or whatever, like, truly getting into the way of seeing just because somebody believes in something different. You're like not letting yourself see what's truly in their heart.
Why not try this, okay? And this is kind of what I do. Instead of forcing your opinion down somebody else's throat, why not try to listen to what they're about, understand them, try to connect with their soul, and then live your life in a way that they would respect. And then when they discover what you're about, that's going to hold much more weight.
Exactly. Or all it takes is two people that are able to they're able to relate to one another. Let's say two people that the same thing has happened to them, or they're going through the same thing, and they're able to relate, and they just have like a moment that's where they connect with one another, and they respect one another. They actually love one another, and they just, you know, maybe they believe in different things, but that doesn't matter because they were able to connect on a different level.
Anytime somebody tries to force their beliefs or opinions on other
people, that's wrong. That's just so fucking wrong.
Well, it's just manipulating.
That's wrong. Like, I'm not.
It's a form of manipulation, and I don't care whether it's a Christian doing it to an atheist or an atheist doing it to a Christian. One way or the other, they both have, and I've seen it, both sides of the fence come at each other in about the same ways, you know? And then on top of that, politically, you see the exact same things.
Oh, yeah.
You know, politically, you see everybody coming at each other from two different angles.
It divides
They're
everybody.
both doing the same things, but what I hear a lot when people get into the political discussions is just regurgitation of what they've heard or what they've listened to from somebody else.
Yeah.
It's probably not even their own feelings or thoughts.
It's not. They've sat there in front of the TV, be watching Fox News or CNN.
Or,
and I'm guilty of that. I will say
I've been
once,
there.
Yeah, once guilty. And then there just came a moment where something happened, and it was my aha moment. I'm like, fuck this shit.
It's stressful living that life.
Yeah, and that's not what life is about.
Yeah, we talk about maybe like not being able to be perfect, but, you know, at least move towards, you know, goals to make yourself feel less stressed.
Yeah.
So that way you can focus on living your life, okay? When people take all of your attention away from what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish, you begin living somebody else's mission. Is your mission to push the Republican Party? Is your mission to push the Democratic Party? Is that your mission in life? Because if it is, that's sad, man.
No, it is
all right?
sad.
Find a mission in your life that's bigger and better than what they've got to say or what they've got to do.
And here's like another thing. I just feel that like sometimes people get so involved in like politics that it takes over their life and they lose what's like
themselves.
Exactly. And there's so many beautiful and wonderful things in this world, and people need to be out there discovering that shit instead of be worrying about whatever your political stance is and arguing and trying to think that you're right and the other person's wrong, because you know what? In all honesty, if you have to sit there and be like, oh, I'm so right, and that person's so wrong. No, you know what? You're wrong. You are so wrong. Actually, y'all are wrong. I mean, for real.
That's right.
You need to be out there enjoying life, right? Your family. There's so many things to go out and adventure, to travel, and to discover. That's what's important in life. I
think that one of the big things for men is discover your own personal mission.
Yeah.
Because that is something that we were basically, it's wired in our DNA to have that, okay?
And that's why if you're wanting to climb a mountain, that if you're wanting to be...
travel the world.
Exactly.
Or if you want to change the world.
Yeah, change the world.
If you want to change education.
If you want to be like the motherfucking best of whatever you're trying to accomplish.
Right.
Being a doctor, a lawyer, if you want to be the motherfucking best PDR tech there is.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. And that's another thing, guys, when you're out there, don't forget, okay? I mean, people talk about humility and stuff like that, and that's all good. Let me tell you where being humble is good, is where you can open your mind to learn from other people. You can open your mind up big enough to say, I don't know everything. I want to learn everything. I want to learn from you. You got to understand the people that you can learn from. That's, being humble. But there's a lot of good shit that comes from knowing that you're the baddest motherfucker alive. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And showing that. And being that person that says, you know what? I'm a bad motherfucker. But I do my job to the biggest, to the greatest, to the best extent, to the best ability that I possibly can. I believe in myself. So when I believe in myself, I can convince other people to believe in me.
But you also have to think, though, like, if you're wanting to learn from someone, sometimes it can be a good thing and sometimes it can be a bad thing. But the bad thing that you might learn from that individual will honestly end up down the line would be a good thing, because you know not to get yourself involved with certain people.
With certain people like that, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been there. So here's the thing. I'm not asking you to go out and tell people that you're the baddest motherfucker alive, okay? That doesn't work. Even if you know that you are. Even when LeBron James said that he was the best in the world, that fucked him for a minute. People disrespected it. They didn't like hearing it because...
And that's why we didn't win the championship that year.
Or whatever. I mean, look, he knew.
Being self-centered, he was gloating. Yep. He shouldn't have did that shit. But then we came back the next year and we won that shit. We won the championship.
All right, slow down, okay? Slow down.
Sorry. You know how I feel about the Cavs.
So here's the deal, okay? You don't have to tell people it. You be it.
Exactly.
Don't tell people. Show them. All right, we got enough people coming out telling the world what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, okay? Mm-hmm. And what do most of them people do? Nothing, okay? Get in the habit of not saying it. If you're the baddest motherfucker alive, then show up and be it. Mm-hmm. Be the baddest motherfucker alive and let other people discover that, okay? Let them discover that through your actions. That's the only way. I'm telling you. Didn't we have a story that we were talking about telling?
I don't know. We have a few stories, but I guess I'll bring up the one story. Boner for life.
Oh God. Yeah, that's the name. You've been wanting
to tell this story for a
while. It's kind of funny because that's the name of our Wi-Fi network here in our neighborhood.
But here's the thing, though. Like, our next door neighbors, the house was for sale, and they bought it, and they just moved in.
We did it right as they moved in.
And we had to get, like, a new... Is it a modem or
we got like this super strong one with like all the antennas and shit on it.
And we had to give it a new name.
It goes through like brick walls and stuff like that.
And John's like, what should we give it? And I was like,
Boner for life. So it's kind of funny because like all of our neighbors probably think that the new people that moved in are Boner for life. And
it's us.
I guarantee you they have this all over the block. I mean... Well, we get everybody's Wi-Fi signals.
Yeah, you know that's what happens for everybody else that's in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on now. Nobody in our neighborhood, like our neighbors, they don't talk to us for some odd reason. I don't know why. I really don't know why.
The only people that like us are you guys in the PDR industry.
I know. I'm just like, how,
Everybody's scared of us here. They see tattoo people.
When we first moved in, though, like, they were all like, awesome, and they're like, yeah, we'll have to get together and do this and that, and then
I don't know, some of them are weird.
But then as like we moved in and things started going on, and
they've seen guns too, lots of guns.
Yeah. We love our guns,
right.
And tattoos, and
Ohio, son.
We like guns, tattoos, and we love our cars. And
yeah,
I don't know, when all that shit started going on, they just started not talking to us.
I think a lot of the guys around here, their old ladies got them by the balls.
Well, I don't have you by the balls, baby.
They be driving some everyday shit.
I think a man needs a vehicle that he loves.
I agree.
He really loves. I think he has to have something that just makes him excited, that when he gets behind the wheel, he's like, I'm a bad motherfucker and there ain't nobody better than me.
Speaking of that, y'all, I ended up getting my dually rims in.
Yeah, I mean, you told everybody you're going to be getting that lift and everything.
Yeah, I got the lift in, got the rims, got the tires. I will tell you guys, I ended up ordering it from a company in California. And it was literally, I had a quote here locally for $6,000 for my rims and tires. I ended up getting it, the same rims, same tires, shipped from California. Just showed up at my doorstep a couple days ago for $3,400.
They were extremely nice too. Like they were like, I mean, in all honesty, like a really good company.
Ended up getting they're called Feel the Cleavers. And we ended up going with 20-inch because I kind of like fat tires. We knew we were going with 35s, but if I went with 22s, the tires would be skinnier, and I just didn't like that.
No, that wouldn't have looked right on that dually.
But you got to do it right with the dually. It's got a decent offset on it, so that way the tires will never touch. Stuff like that, you know. This thing's about to be 7-inch lift, rims, tires.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably, in the end of the whole thing, I bought a better lift and saved about $3,000.
We're gonna get some chrome balls to hang on that bitch.
Right.
Her name's Savannah. I name all of our vehicles. And I name them all, and I have a relationship with all of our vehicles. I know that sounds probably odd.
What's the name of my Corvette?
Or crazy. Her name is Veronica.
Oh, okay.
She's a bad bitch. Her name is Veronica. I don't know, like, you brought her home, and I was just like, her name is Veronica, and John's like, I don't know, and I'm like, no, that bitch is named as Veronica.
What was the name of my red Corvette?
I don't know. I don't even think I named that one.
Didn't I name it like the Scorpion or something?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. That was my Camaro.
I don't know what you named No, I usually name all the vehicles. Like, our Wrangler that we have, her name is Betty.
All women's names. You hear that?
Betty. My Grand Cherokee, my SRT8, her name is Bianca. The Corvette's name is Veronica, and then the truck, her name is Savannah.
I'll tell you what, that some bitch gonna be boss, man, when I'm done with it.
She is gonna be the baddest bitch on the road.
There's something about a dually, y'all. I don't know if you guys have ever driven one. I'm sure a lot of you dent techs may have. Everybody moving around in a transit van, stuff like that. You know, I understand that. You know, convenience and stuff, but I'm old school, man.
But at least give your baby a name. But in all honesty, anybody, y'all listening out there, man, make sure you have a vehicle, or you go out and get a vehicle that just makes you feel.
If that's your thing, you know what I mean? If that is your thing, you got to understand other people have different things.
That's true. Ours is cars.
I just love cars, man.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Been looking at them Ferrari 488s, but I don't know if I can leave the American brand thing.
No, he's American.
You know what, though? And a Ferrari, I don't know, be too far out the...
I think Veronica, our Corvette, is just... She's a bad bitch. She's just, like, too legit to quit. My word for the night, right? Too legit.
That's been her word for a few of the podcasts.
Yeah, or mamacita. Mamacita. Every time I say that, I always think of Marissa.
So anyhow, y'all, I hope we could inspire you tonight on this Tactical Dent Tech podcast. And I hope you guys do it up.
We love you all. I cannot wait for what 2018 brings for us and everybody out there. I wish nothing but the best for everyone, because you know what? I am a girl that loves to see people make it.
Right.
And I am your biggest fan. Just let you know that. Like, I will be your biggest cheerleader, your biggest fan when something is going grand, when something is going right, and all this and that. I'm going to be like, hell motherfucking yeah. And you know what? And if you're having a bad day and something might not be going great, I'm going to be telling you, you know what? It's all right. Just ride the wave. Just let it pass, because you know what? Bigger and better things are on the rise for you.
And I'm sure not a lot of you tactical techs do this, but I'm going to give you a little quick tip here, okay? If you find somebody that is more successful than you, which I encourage you to find these people, I do.
Because it's
you
good.
Should, okay?
It's good for you.
When you find somebody that's more successful than you, never seek or never feel jealous of that situation. What you need to do is learn how they did it. All right? Understand that, all right? That is what separates successful people from unsuccessful people. Unsuccessful people turn around, they become jealous, and they walk away and they leave because they have something inside themselves. They have a pride inside themselves that says, I can't learn from this person because he's better than me. Or they feel that way, okay? That's a feeling. That's their insecurity, okay? Because that person standing in front of them doesn't feel that they're better than that person. That person usually standing in front of you that's more successful than you wants you to ask him how he got there, wants to give you some sort of advice. And a lot of the little snippets and little things that I've learned in life have came from situations when I'm standing doing dent work in front of $1 million house and talking to a guy that I'm working on his car and asking him for advice. What would you do? What would you tell me to be successful? What would be the one thing that you would tell me to make me a better person? You know what I mean? Like, to get where you're at today. Humble yourself in that way. That's being humble, y'all. Okay? That's being humble. All right? And then listen to them. Take that shit to the bank, man.
Yeah. Listen to that over and over again. When you're having a bad day, or maybe you're having just a feeling inside of you, like, you know, that little bit of jealousy or that insecure, just listen to what John said over and over again. Just listen to it, rewind it. It's going to make you feel good inside.
Am I competitive? Yes. Am I competitive? Yes. But am I jealous? No.
No.
Because if somebody beats me, they beat me fair and square. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. So that's why I know that if they did beat me, they deserved it. Because it would be hard. Really hard. Because of how competitive I am, all right?
Yes, you are super duper competitive.
That's a good thing, guys. Let me tell you something. I used to be a wrestler. And I sat there and shook hands with my best friends. And when we stepped on the mat, I tried to rip their heads off. But you know what? We didn't bitch about it when we got off the mat. If I won, they congratulated me.
Yeah, you respect one another.
Because you respect how hard the other person worked. And then you understand that they worked harder than you to get there. That's important, guys. A lot of knowledge here on this podcast. A lot of little things that we dropped. I hope you take it to heart. And other than that, I'm going to see you on that next one.
It's all about the hustle, baby.